Hi, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are watching me. Welcome back to this week. Happy new week. Let's enter the week with positive energy and positivity. If you went for your visa interview last week and you were denied, I bet this is not the end. Be encouraged, find a better story and move on. So we are going to allow for about 3 minutes and then we are going to start. So I'll share the link so that people can join. Um yeah. Give me 1 second and I'll share the StreamYard link as well. All right, welcome everybody. I'm trying to get our colleagues to join from the WhatsApp page. If you want to be interviewed, just prepare yourself. Once I share the link, you join. I have a strict 1 hour to stay on the call today. So as much people that can join for the session early, then we can do that. All righty. Let me share this link. Testimony, thank you so much for always being the first person to join and waiting in the live. I really appreciate that. All right. Who is joining the link first? So let's go. No time to waste. I have a quick 1 hour stop. Hi, Henry. How are you doing today? Welcome back. It's a new week, positive energy. When is your interview? Hmm? Hi, Henry. All right. It looks like Henry is not ready to talk. Is there anybody ready? So quickly, let's talk about the 214B. The 214B. Every day we'll quickly review it so that if you are new, then you get to know why we are doing these mock sections. and make sure you're getting the stories right. The story about funding, you make sure you're getting it right. Most of us are using our ankles, and the ankle is an overly used excuse as a visa interview. So if you are going with your ankle and your funding is so huge, I bet. So you want to maybe use another relative or your father, stepfather, guardian. Those are more less used than the ankle. Please take note of that. So the 214B is a document. Let me know in the comment section if this is the first time you are joining the live session. Give the video a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be on this call for an hour plus, right? So that's the only way you can say thank you or reward my effort. So please subscribe to the channel. So the 214B is a document or a paper that is given to every non-immigrant visa applicant when their visa has been denied. And so this the content of the 214B is not really the same as with embassies, but everything talks about basically the same thing. I mean, the wordings are not the same, but it talks basically about the same thing. So now the 214B is when people are denied, right? This is, I'm giving you a letter that you don't qualify for the F1 visa interview. So let me deny you. I give you this paper. You need to review this paper to know why this person was denied. So I have this 214B here with me, and I'm going to read it, and we are going to go through. Hi, Kwabena. Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. You?
Yeah, I'm also doing good.
Okay. If anyone wants to be interviewed, they can join before we start talking. All right. So the 214B, give me 1 second, okay? Let me. Please don't be in the haste. Hold on. Kwabna? Hello, Kwabna. Please, are you able to interview
Yeah,
Henry?
madam.
Can you interview Henry for me while I share the link?
Yes, please, I can.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about the 214B and what you should not do. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Hello, Henry.
Hello, Kwabena.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, I'm also good. Can you pass me your I-20 and your passport?
Here they are, sir.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Johns Hopkins University to pursue a professional Master of Clinical Mental Health degree. It's a 3-year program that will enable me acquire.
Hello, Henry.
Henry has dropped, so let's do Saludin. Saludin, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah, Salisu.
It's Salahuddin.
Saladi. Yes.
Salaudin, yeah.
Salaudi. Okay. Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, pass me your I-20 and your passport.
Okay, here they are, sir.
Why are you here?
I'm here to be interviewed for my F1 visa, which will enable me to travel to the United States of America to pursue a 2-year Master of Science in Mathematics with a specialization in computation and application.
So you said your program is 3 years, right?
2 years.
Okay. Locate me to your school.
Okay. My school is in the city of Edwardsville. No.
Okay, so with this one, I hope you have your I-20 already.
Yes.
The
Yes.
details
So
the details are on your I-20, so you want to make sure that you are checking that out to know the specific of the city, right? and then locate
Yes.
me to your school, you want to be able to tell where your school is located. So, for example, I went to Arizona State University. The visa officer said, locate me to your school. My school is located in Phoenix, Arizona. In Arizona,
Okay.
yeah, it is
Sure.
located in the heart of the downtown Phoenix area. So this one, you know more specific about the school. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So tell me more about your program.
Okay. My 2-year Master of Science in Mathematics with a specialization in computational applied mathematics is well structured to equip me with advanced knowledge and skills in predictive model and data visualization, which will enable me to assume the role of senior data analyst when I return to Ghana. I'm required to take a minimum total credit. I'm required to take a minimum total credit hours.
Okay, so you want to talk about that when you are asked about your study plan. Locate me to
Yes.
your school. It's just about the location and the geographical aspect of your studies.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. So I think Madam have given you the feedback.
Yeah.
Good. So who is paying for your deficit?
My aunt, Miss Malilia Adepa. Sh- She is the CEO of EMS Palace Hotel and also owns a limited company. She is a major distributor of Nesto products and earns an annual income of $120,000.
Why is your auntie interested in sponsoring your
Okay.
education?
So why should I approve your visa?
Give me a second, Kabna. Why is your auntie interested in sponsoring your education? Salud.
Okay, she is sponsoring my education because my parents are in the age group that they cannot work anymore. Specifically, my dad is 72 years and my mom is 67. As the first child of my parents, my aunt believes in this opportunity to pursue a higher education in abroad will open doors for my younger siblings and also develop them.
That's not a strong reason why I should approve your visa, right? Your auntie is
Yes.
sponsoring you. So maybe it's the way you said it.
Okay,
Your auntie has been the sole sponsor of your parents because of um their health, their age and their health, right? Your
okay.
auntie, like there's a way we have to say this. Does anyone have an idea? Because I feel like the answer Saludin gave is not strong.
Okay. So Madam, per what like so we if your auntie is sponsoring you, I don't think say you should included your dad and your mom say they are at age where they can sponsor you. So let's say
So
maybe
let's find another reason, correct?
yeah, sure. So you can say maybe your auntie has been the one sponsoring you ever since your dad and your mom, let's say, pass away. You are just creating a story to get your visa. So what I say.
Me too.
So maybe my auntie is the one sponsoring me. Even my auntie sponsor my undergraduate program because he has seen the potential in me to pursue this program, so that I'll come and do this and in his maybe his company or maybe in the organization. So I
Okay.
hope your auntie is working,
Yeah, she's working.
and then
Yeah.
that he who
Personally,
owns a company.
yeah, I think those who are on my WhatsApp page, I asked who got their visa approved, and one person said they got their visa denied. And it was about this uncle founding a huge sum of this, about 44,000 or something. So my point right now is if you are using your uncle or your auntie, get a solid story, right? So who is
Okay.
funding your education? My auntie. Then you give a fact why your auntie is sponsoring you, and then you talk about why your how sufficient your auntie's fund is. Because at
Okay.
this point, when everybody says who is funding you, my auntie is funding me because they own a company. So why is your auntie sponsoring you? Because I want to know as a visa officer.
Okay. Okay.
Saludin, so like I get the fact that your auntie has a business, but if you are being truthful, some of these businesses don't even exist, right? We are using them for the visa interview. But you have the
No.
you have the responsibility to go the extra mile of convincing the person why they should grant you the visa.
Okay.
So you can join later today. Just put a thought together and come back, okay?
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Kamna, are you able to interview Glory?
Yes, please, man. Glory.
Yes. Good evening.
Yeah. Yeah. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah. Pass me your I-20 and your passport.
Here they are.
Yeah. Tell me about your program.
Okay, I'm going to pursue my 3 years master's degree in mental health counseling in Springfield, Massachusetts. So, studying mental health program will give me an advanced knowledge on mental health setting and equip me with more deeper knowledge and sophisticated techniques on how to diagnose and treat mental health disorders, leading to more patient outcome and overall mental health care within the hospital at my current place of work.
Okay. So try to establish home tights whilst you are saying it over there. Because I didn't see.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. So
Yeah. So why this program?
Okay,
what are
I'm
your study
passionate.
plans?
Wait, so
Hmm?
why this program
Yeah.
and then
And
you go
tell,
to what are your study plan, okay?
Okay, I'm passionate to study mental health counseling. In Nigeria, there are shortage of mental health professionals, and also Nigeria faces significant challenges in addressing mental health disorders due to limited access to care, lack of awareness, the
Right.
stigma and cultural belief attached to it. The knowledge and skills gained will be help me to contribute to filling these gaps, particularly at my current place of work and underserved communities where access to mental health services are limited. As
This,
I will be coming
this is
back as a
good.
mental health
This is
professional.
good. Yeah. I like that you found a specific problem. So you can even say in
so, madam,
Nigeria,
was it that one? Was the tell me about your program?
yeah, that it was tell me about your program, right?
Yeah,
And then you were talking about why you wanted to study mental health.
yes.
I like why you wanted to study mental health is solving the problem of the home tie. But tell me about your program. You want to mention some of the courses you'll be
The
taking, your
Okay,
yeah,
mentor.
and the
Yeah. So
okay.
say
Is
that
and the
is
after
a
credit and the
66.
credit hours.
Okay,
after
it's a 66 credit hour course that
yeah.
has coursework in research, counseling, psychopathology, and human development and ethics, and it is followed by 600-hour clinical internship.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you get it? So after you have stated that, then you quickly say that mental health awareness is something that is shortcoming in Nigeria and Africa at large. Pursuing this program, so any opportunity you get, you can tie it back to your strong ties to your home country. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. What is your study plan?
Okay, my is it my post study plan?
No,
No. So
it's
what is
different
your
from study.
plan? Yeah. So your study plan is
Okay, my study plan. I just said it. I said it's a 66 credit unit that has a coursework in
so I'm
research,
trying.
counseling.
I'm just trying to let you know that um what is your study plan? Tell me about your program is a bit similar, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
why it's just similar. So don't think you are repeating the questions. Okay. All right.
Okay.
It's funding your studies.
Okay. My husband and my parents will be sponsoring me. And my husband is the branch manager of Fidelity Bank, Ogi branch, where he has worked for over 5 years and makes the annual income of 70 million naira. And my parents, in
So
other hand,
Glory, you want to state the 70 million naira in Ghana city, in dollars, right? And then
Yeah.
first
So
of all,
convert it.
yeah, convert it to dollars. What is your cost
okay,
of attendance?
my cost of attendance is $24,000.
24,000. And what's the deficit?
I don't have any funding at all. That's my cost of attendance.
All right,
So
sounds good. But you just have to convert your husband's annual income into dollars. So after you
Okay.
set the part of your husband, then we know how much is left to be funded.
Okay.
All right, so let's go. Tell me, well, how are you funding your deficit?
Okay. My husband and my parents will be funding my education. My husband is a branch manager of Fidelity Bank, Ogiyi Road, where he has worked for over 5 years and makes the annual income of 70 million naira. I don't know how much it is in dollar.
Well,
Unless I
just
do that
convert
later.
it, because if you say 70 million
so
naira, the person doesn't know 70 million naira, and they know our currencies are usually weak. So you want to equivalent it to the dollar so that they understand what you are saying.
Okay, I will calculate that later.
Yeah,
Or can
yeah.
someone help me?
so
Okay.
so yeah, you can even convert, like you can enter the amount in the Google or somewhere and then say convert it to dollars, then it will do that one for you.
Okay. I will do that later.
Okay.
I'm trying to convert it for you.
Okay.
70 million is 47,000.
Okay,
Seven
$47,000.
thousand nine hundred and almost $45,000, right? So that's enough money for your husband to fund you.
Okay.
But are you sending your husband's bank statement?
I'll go with it. That
So what
was
is the
I use
balance
it.
on his bank statement?
Um the last time I used it for my I-20, it was around that exact 70 million naira. Like I use it in naira. I don't know how much it is in dollar, sorry.
Okay, okay. So yeah, you send it to them and you tell them that your husband makes an annual, if the bank statement is still stated in naira, your husband makes an annual of 70,000 naira, 70 million naira. You said
Okay.
70 million, right?
Yes, yes.
Which is equivalent to 45,000 or 42,000. So make sure you are going with the current rate of the thing, right? Which is equivalent.
Okay, in dollar. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. That makes me understand that, oh, your deficit is 24,000, but your husband has a times two of what you need for your study. But if you say 70 million naira, we didn't even know, even us, we didn't know. Do you get it?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have any children? You mentioned your husband is funding you. Do you have any children?
Yes, yes, I have two kids, but I won't be going with them now.
So who will be taking care of your children? I'm acting as the visa officer right now.
Okay, okay. My lovely mother will be taking care of them as she has been the one taking care of them, and also have a nanny who will be helping me out. I and my husband have decided not to interrupt their education for now, but I will be coming to visit them during holidays and they can as well come.
No, they can't come.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I like the fact that your mom has been taking care of them. You have a nanny that is taking care of them. We are just partner. I think you have to mute yourself when you are talking. You're on mute. Yeah. So your husband has been
Okay.
taking care of them, and your mom has been taking care of them, and then you have a nanny that would help take care of them. So when
Yes,
you are away, your nanny and your mom will be taking care of them while your husband works and you study, right?
yes, yes.
So you don't want to say that they will come with you, because F2, if you bring your family, it's more or less like you are not going to come back, because now you are moving your whole family for studies. What's the guarantee that you're going to come back?
Okay,
Yeah. So while your husband will also be a major part of taking care of your children. After
okay,
I plan to come back to my home country because of my children, and also to assume the position of a mental health specialist in my current place of work.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. So why the US and not any other place?
Um, United States is known for their rigorous academic standards, high quality education. A degree from the US will give me an edge and make me stand out when I return back to my home country.
Let
Okay.
me give a few. Hello, madam.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can.
I can hear you.
Okay, so with this question, why US? No, I think that you go straight without even mention her program. and then the city, the school that he's going, because US is abroad. So I think you should link it to your school. Then
Okay.
you talk about things that is in that. I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say.
Yes. I have to bring my
Good.
school in. Okay.
Yeah, and then the program too. So maybe you are going to study. So I'm going to study mental health at the University of this, because I'm going to United States of America, specifically University of this, to pursue this program, because US is a home to me. So what I say. So link it to
Okay.
your school and then the course. Then you proceed to the next level.
Okay, I'll work on that later.
All right. All right. So just Glory, work on your stories and the feedback that we've given you. Let's move to another person.
Okay,
Sally,
thank you so much.
no problem. Sally, are you ready?
Yes,
How are you doing?
I'm fine. Oh, you?
I'm good. Why are you going to the US?
So I'm going to pursue my bachelor's degree at Dickinson State University at the US for a period of 4 years. And this degree is going to help me achieve my career goal and also come back and take up a higher position at Ahmadiyya Teaching Hospital where I'm currently working, where I
So
will
what's
train the
your career
nurses.
goal?
What's my career goal?
You
My
said it
ultimate
will help you
goal is to
come.
become a skilled nurse practitioner, where I would use my skills to train the nurses in order for us to provide quality health services pertaining to the problem of maternal health delivery in the rural areas upon my return in Ghana.
Uh, Madam, is she going for undergrad or masters or
She's going
PhD?
for
Undergrad.
Okay, so per what I've learned, you see, as an undergrad student, you cannot come back with the undergrad like degree to take a position. So what I say. So you don't have that strength, because those going to do masters, that's where they can take a position in the organization or the other stuff. So maybe you are coming back to take a managerial role where you oversee this agencies. So what I say, or your career goal be becoming a marketing or a project manager or ABR. So what I say. So and then your
yeah. So
answers to
I think
too short.
can you take the answer again, Sally? Take the answer again.
Okay, please, the question.
Why are you going to the US?
I'm going to the US to pursue my bachelor's degree in nursing at Dickinson State University for a period of 4 years. And my ultimate goal is to become a skilled nurse practitioner, where I will train the nurses with the skills acquired in order for us to provide quality health services pertaining to the challenge of maternal health delivery in the rural areas upon my return in Ghana.
Okay,
Okay.
so which year did you complete your high school?
So I completed high school in 2015, and after I did a 2-year diploma nursing training at Nursing and Midwifery Training School, Pantine. And after I was employed at Ahmadiyya Teaching Hospital as a nurse assistant, where I've been working with them till now. And some of the roles I've been doing is I assist in taking care of patients, I assist in giving of patients medication, I help in dressing of patients' wounds, I help in educating patients on their medical condition. I
Okay.
also
Who
help.
is funding your education?
So I'm going to fund my education in 2 ways. I've been able to secure a scholarship which is going to reduce my institution to 20%, and the rest is going to be funded by my lovely stepfather in the person of Mr. Rex Fodoseboating, who happens to be the general manager of J Engine Technical Services. And in that company, they're doing the import of car engine. He also owns 3 hostels at UDSA, where he puts up for rent and earns an annual income of $90,000. He has been my primary sponsor after he remarried to my mom in 2018 after we lost our dad. And also, my workplace has given me a steady leave with pay where I'll be using that money for any miscellaneous costs that may arise during my stay in the US.
Okay, so
I think
madam,
so. My personal opinion is that you have a steady leave with pay. So you want to state that first. and then state the other one.
Okay.
Because the study leave with pay will catch the visa officer's attention. Then you state the other one.
Okay.
I said this
Okay.
before.
Okay, and then I've also see like completed high school 2015 up to date. You are now want to pursue your bachelor degree. That's intervals is 9 years, 9 years intervals. It's not huge gap.
So after my
So
high
this
school, I did a 2 year nursing diploma course, and
so
I
let's take the
graduated
two.
in 2018.
Okay, so let's take the 2 years out of nine. So let's say 7 years. So with the 7 years working experience, don't you have a personal funding to take up maybe miscellaneous?
I haven't been working for 7 years. It's
Yeah,
3
so
years.
I think it really depends on her story, right? If she's taking the
Yeah.
gap 9 years and then she did 2 years diploma, we all know the unemployment rates in Ghana. So
Yeah.
it's fair to say she doesn't have money to fund herself. But it's her responsibility to make sure that the one who is funding her is sufficient and is able to give us a story that will convince the visa officer.
Yeah, because
Because even with high school, even if she was working, the visa officer knows that a high school graduate earns about $15 to $18 a day, right? So she's not about to
yeah.
be able to sponsor herself.
Okay, but we need to get a strong story because your age gap is huge. Like the years gap is huge.
If the story is strong, the visa officer might not even.
Yeah,
That's why I'm saying that she has to get strong story. So, like, why this bachelor's degree or why the gap, then you have to find a reason. What was the gap? You took a 2 years diploma course and then you went to work to discover more about the thing, and like to learn more about the major you want to take as a career path. So this gap has helped you know the field in which you are going to study, what is really needed in the society where you are living in, and the problem or the solution you are willing to give. So it's just telling a story. If there is a gap, you were actually doing something. She said she was working at Quad Soul Teaching Hospital or something. So you want to state that you were working to know which part or which career path in this field you wanted to take. And this gap has helped you identify which career path you want to take to solve a problem in the society. Okay?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Temi is asking that after bachelor's degree, can you come back to your home country to assume a role? Yes, if after bachelor's degree you can still come back. You don't need to have a master's to come back. Are you currently working? The question should be: are you currently working in a company, or you are yet to secure an offer with a company, or a company has promised you offer? So those are the three possibilities. If it's any of these, the answer will be slightly different. But yes, you can pick up a role as an undergraduate graduate after school. Maxwell, always you join and you are like, please, I want to be interviewed. I've dropped the link in the comment section of the YouTube. Click on the link to join. I'm not able to add you directly. I literally just said above your comment that please click on the link if you want to have a mock section. Everybody is able to join. I don't know if Maxwell is not able to join.
Amy, please, I have a question.
Okay.
Please, I have a brother in the US,
Okay.
and he also went with an F1 visa, and he'll be completing this year. Though he is,
And you said he was an offer in Ghana that he's coming back to,
yes,
right?
yes, yes. So the other day, I was talking to him and I asked him, so what if the visa officer asked me, they're on vacation, they know schools are vacated. If the visa, so where is he currently? He said I should say that he's studying abroad. And I said I can't go and say that.
Did you put him on your DS-160? I think you said you did.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so you have to tell where he is, because once he's in their database, he can pull it and then it will seem like you are lying.
Okay, they said they are having an internship or something. So I should just say that
So the internship is online, or he's not in the States right now.
he's in the States and he's having his internship at Microsoft some company. Mention the company.
Oh, I get why he's saying that you should tell him that when is he graduating?
November. But his
So you
visa is
know,
10 years.
no,
So
the visa doesn't even matter. You can have a 10 years visa and you'll be out of status after school. Like that's a different
okay.
conversation that we can have. Like you can have a 10 years visa and you're out of status. You have to go back home after school. If his program is not STEM, he has 1 year to work. If he doesn't get a working visa, you have to come back home. If it's STEM, then
Okay.
you have 3 years, and there's other things he can explore. Especially if he says he's doing an internship with Microsoft, then it means he knows what he's doing. But that's not like his visa is 10 years, so he has to stay. The visa is after you enter the US, the visa is basically nothing. Yeah, nothing unless you want to travel to outside the US and come back. The visa just allows you for re-entry. So yeah.
So
So
please, I should go
you
with the
don't want to
internship.
no, you don't want to say he's currently interning because if he's
Okay.
interning, there's a high possibility of accepting an offer after school. So you just want
Okay.
to say that he's currently in the US as a student, which you have a very nice story for that. So you don't have to go the extra mile to say your brother is currently interning and no, that's not necessary. Everybody knows that when it is summer, we either take a break or do our own personal stuff. So he's working on his personal development plan for the summer, something. But for him to intern with a company
Okay.
means that he has a possibility of accepting an offer with another company.
Okay.
Okay, so Sally, still put your stories together. When is your visa interview?
Next week Wednesday.
It's very close. The funding, no, bring steady leave with pay first. You said you have a statement from the company. Perfect.
Yeah.
Bring steady leave with pay first to catch the visa officer's attention. I'll give him this feedback like a couple of times, and
Okay.
you always bring the other one before. And with your brother, don't go and make your brother get your visa denied. He's in the US studying. The story you had that he has an offer in Ghana and he's coming back is perfect. You are not about to say he's intending. That's why your brother told you that don't say that. Because once he's intending, he know that there's a possibility of accepting an offer with the company. So if you say he's intending, you guys have immigrant.
Okay. And please, another question.
Okay.
Please, with these two questions, what have changed and what happened during the interview? Can you please elaborate on it for me?
What has changed, as in from your other interview?
Yes, maybe you go for the next and the viewer asks you. So what has changed? I
Have
can
you
see you
gone
were.
for a visa interview before you were denied?
Yes, I told you that is my second attempt.
Okay, so this is your second attempt. The other one you didn't have funding, correct?
Yes.
Mm?
Yes, please.
And the other one, who was your funder?
It was my stepfather and my uncle because the deficit was huge.
Your stepfather and your uncle.
Yes.
And this one is your stepfather.
Yes.
So your stepfather and your uncle, this one is your stepfather. So what has changed is that your cost of attendance is now low, which makes it possible for your stepfather to be able to sponsor you without any financial burden.
Please, I didn't hear you. The network.
I said what is different is that your cost of attendance has changed, which is less, right?
Okay.
And then it makes
Yes.
it possible for your stepfather to
It's fine.
make a financial commitment to sponsor you without having any financial problem.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes.
All right, Simone, are you ready to be interviewed?
Please, you said.
Yeah, and Sally, yeah, just put your stories together and come back, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, testimony. Are you ready to be interviewed?
Yes, so
All
yes,
right.
I'm ready.
So why are you going to the United States?
Okay, I'm going to United States for my BSc in nursing at Newman University, where I'll be taking courses like gerontology, microbiology, physiology, with a credit score of 12 to 19 per semester.
Who is funding your study?
Just, madam, wait. I think you're rushing too much. You should calm down small.
Okay, sorry. Can I take it again?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going for my BSc in Newman University, where I'll be taking courses like gerontology, microbiology, physiology, with a credit score of 12 to 19 per semester.
Yeah, I think your rate of speech is very fast. You want to slow down.
Yeah, madam, and
Slow
where
down.
this one, he said, why are you going? He didn't mention anything. He didn't mention your school. Even the United States, he
I
didn't
said
mention.
I
But he
said my
said,
school,
He said it
what's
Newman
the
before
name of
University.
you
Newman
cut him
University.
in.
it's where?
I
He didn't mention
is
United.
in
So I'm going to United States, specifically Human University.
okay, noted,
Yeah,
sir.
then you continue.
Okay.
All right. Who is funding your studies today? The focus is on funding because the funding stories are the same as everybody's saying the same thing. My uncle, my auntie, my uncle, my auntie, and people are getting denied because of that story. Who is funding your studies?
Okay, I got a scholarship of $37,000 from the school, and my deficit of 22,910 will be paid by my
Your
dad.
line broke at a point. You said you got what? Who is funding your school again?
I said I got a scholarship of $37,000 from the school,
Okay.
and my deficit of 22,910 will be paid by my father. He's an engineer who works for Lafat Company in Ogun State branch. He has been working there for 20 years and he earns 70 million annually, which is equivalent to $68,000 per year.
Okay, I think that's fair. So has your dad sponsored anyone before?
Yes, my dad has sponsored my sister to the UK for her master's in accounting, and she's back in Nigeria working for UBA Bank as an accountant.
What is your study plan?
Okay, I'm going for a BSc in nursing at Newman University, which is located in Aston, Pennsylvania. I'll be taking courses like gerontology, microbiology,
Is your
physiology.
nursing degree in the US the same as the nursing degree in Nigeria? How are you able to apply what you have studied in the US to the Nigerian system? Because I know nursing varies from um across places, right? So how is the nursing degree in the US different from your nursing in Nigeria?
Okay, because of the practical experience, which is and the cutting edge technology in the US, it will give me the practical experience and skills I need in making patient diagnosis and treatment,
Are you
which
able
is
to practice as a nurse in Nigeria after you have secured your education in the US?
please come again the network
Are
broke.
you able to practice as a nurse in the US, in Nigeria, after you have secured a nursing degree in the US?
I don't understand that question. Please, can you repeat?
So if you come and school in the US, are you so for law students? If you come and school in the US, if you go to Ghana, you have to take some exams or you have to retake some courses, right? Are you able to
Yes,
practice as a nurse in Nigeria after you have studied in the US? Do you get my?
yes. Okay, when I get to Nigeria, I have to get a license from Nursery and Midwifery Council of Nigeria before I can work as a nurse in Nigeria
So
after
if
getting
I
my.
didn't ask you these questions, I didn't know that. So the visa officer in their mind maybe thinks that if you study nursing in the US, you can't study nursing in Nigeria. So how are you able to let the person know that you plan to take a licensure exam to be able to practice in Nigeria? And this will even give you a strong ties to your home country because you clearly have a plan. You have research and you know you have to take an exam before you are able to work. So what are your plans after school? Let me know that.
Okay, on completion of my program, I'll come back to Nigeria to take the NYC, the compulsory NYC program, in which after the program, I'll get a license from Nursery and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, where I will have the legal right to take up the role of nurse officer at Iduchis International Hospital, where I currently work as a nurse assistant, which my role is to provide physical support for the patient, such as
So I
deposit.
want you to know that your answers are clear, but you are running so fast with us. Our
This
accent
is
is a
actually
bit different from how they can hear us, right? So even me, when I go to work and I speak, these white people are like, "Can you come again?" Sometimes they don't even hear what I'm saying. So you want to
okay,
say your words one by one. If you rush, he doesn't hear anything, and the best the
okay,
person can do is just give you something you don't want, right? So just
okay,
make sure you are taking your time and taking the words one by one and speaking clearly. It's
okay,
not about being fast about what you are saying. Just take your time and make the sense.
okay. So should I come again?
So after school, you are coming to do the NYSC, which will give you the license.
No. After the NYC program, I'll get a license from Nigerian and
So
Midwifery
they don't
Council
know
of.
NYSC. Do you get my point? The
Okay,
person doesn't know NYSC. If you're in Ghana, the person doesn't know national service. So now what is NYSC? Oh, so you have to do NYSC for 1 year before you sit to write your exams. How feasible is that? that you have paid huge sums of money, you even have a deficit, and you are coming to have 2 years of non-pay. Let me say, because this NYSC and national service are not really paid enough. The pay doesn't even come. So how feasible? If you get a job in the US, are you going to take it? These are the questions you have to ask yourself when you are answering the question yourself. So after asking these questions, I'm sure most of us on the call think like, okay, his story is not strong enough. So you want to play the devil's advocate when you are doing this yourself.
Okay, okay.
So after school, you plan to take the exam. NYSC, they don't know. Don't bring it in the story.
Okay, okay, I'll get. Okay, ma, thank you.
Do you have any relatives in the US?
No, all my family members reside there in Nigeria.
Okay, so it's your funding story and your strong ties to your home country. Work on any question that is in line with that. What are your plans after school? What is your career plan? Why this program
Okay.
and why did you choose it? Why the US? All of these. Who is funding your studies? Who is funding your deficit? Is the person has a person sponsored anyone before? You want to look at all these questions before your visa interview. When is the
Okay. Can you hear me?
when is your yeah?
Next month.
Okay. Okay, so Adam, are you ready to be interviewed? Oh, Precious, Adam, who is ready?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm good. What program are you going to study?
Okay, I'm going to study data science at the University of Georgia State. This program will help me gain skills in advanced machine learning, which will help me take on the role as a senior data scientist in my company, M and Sosa, back in Ghana. Yeah.
What is why the US and not any other place in the world?
Okay, so the US has been ranked as the one of the four advancing countries in technology, and I'm looking forward to leveraging its expertise in tech so that I can use that knowledge to help my company in getting
Okay, I
sustainable
can see
construction.
the
Yes,
and then the story not flowing enough. You want to put your story together. So the US has been ranked as the fourth company in tech, and then having your education or having a higher degree here will help you leverage these skills, or it will help you. There is a specific thing. Maybe it will help you in your expertise with machine learning and data coding. It will help you with a specific thing, right? And that will help you come back to your home country, Ghana or Nigeria, to take up the role of this in this company. All right. So who is funding your studies?
Okay, so after submitting a good application, I was considered for a graduate assistantship, which covers 40% of my tuition, and the rest will be covered by a student loan, which I took from Prodigy Finance, and my uncle will be financing the other parts,
Which other part?
the remaining deficit.
How much
Sorry.
is your uncle sponsoring?
Okay, so my uncle is sponsoring. He has decided to sponsor me for
Give me-
$10,000.
How much loan did you take?
Yes, so I took a student loan of 35,000 USD, and my uncle will be
What is
sponsoring.
what is your deficit?
My deficit is 41,000. Hello.
Okay, so yeah. So you got 40% funding, right? So
Yes.
first of all, my cost of attendance would be if I'm asked the question, how are you funding yourself?
Okay.
My cost of attendance will be catered for in 3 ways. I was able to secure a competitive scholarship of 40%, which covers so and so amount of my cost of attendance. The remaining of my deficit, I've been able to secure a loan of $34,000 from Prodigy Finance. And the repayment plan for this loan is that I'll be paying so and so amount every month while I'm in school, and it's spread over 10 years. After school, I have to pay so and so amount. I plan to, as a data analyst in Ghana, I earn about 50,000 annually, and I'll be able to make this monthly payment. Additionally, my uncle, who is working as a CEO of so company, with an annual income of this, will be sponsoring my will be sponsoring the rest of my education, or the rest of my deficit of $6,000, and all miscellaneous expenses that come with it. My uncle is interested in sponsoring my education, this part of my education, because he has been a keen stakeholder in my education up to this point. I'm just putting some things together for you,
Sure.
right?
Yes.
It sounds better, or I'm wrong?
Yeah, sounds better.
So yeah, you want to like make sure that, first of all, when you said loan and then you brought your uncle, I was like, "Ooh, what's happening here?" Like everything was happening. It was just plainly. So how are you funding your deficit? My cost of attendance, you don't want to say your deficit. Your cost of attendance is being sponsored in 3 ways. You are able to secure a comprehensive scholarship of 40%, which amounts to this amount, and then you have been able to secure a prodigy finance loan of $35,000. That will then you make sure you are saying your repayment plan and the monthly plan. How are you planning to pay the remaining of your expenses, which is then you state the amount. So I have to be able to know if everything has been entirely catered for to grant you a visa, correct?
Okay. Okay.
So if the person sees your I-20 and sees the deficit of, let's say, 34,000, they might not even have ask you, what's your school, what's your this, how are you funding your studies? So you don't want to be that person who answer a question, and right after your first question, the visa officer knows if they are denying or approving the visa. Like, do you get it? So
Yes.
how are
Yes.
you funding your studies should be your strong focus while you are prepping. You can
Okay.
eat baba for every other thing, but what if they don't ask you and your focus is on the funding? So while you have a huge deficit, your focus should be on, how am I creating a story that is convincing? Is the funds sufficient? If you watch my other videos, even not the live session on how are you funding your studies, we talked about the sufficiency of the funds, the availability of the funds, the credibility of the funds.
Okay.
Okay, so I want you to put your if I ask you other questions, I know you're going to get it right, because like, yeah, we are always prepping, right? But you want to make sure you're getting your funding story right. Like, sis, $34,000 is not a joke. Like, to work here to get $34,000 as savings is not easy. So if you are saying that somebody is sponsoring you, how sufficient or credible is the person? Do you get it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be ending the session soon. If you want to be interviewed, join now. Owusu Pepra. Hi, Jonah. Thank you for
Hello,
joining.
madam.
Yeah.
I have not been interviewed.
Yeah, I
My
was.
interview is Tuesday,
Yeah, it's on my hand.
Thursday.
Yeah. Owusu Pepra. Owusu Patmos.
Yes, madam.
Yeah, how are you doing today?
I'm good. What about you?
I'm good. Which state are you going to, and which school are you going to?
I'm going to North Carolina, and I'm going to University of North Carolina, Pembroke.
What is your program of study, and why did you choose this program?
I'm studying cybersecurity defense. I chose to study cybersecurity defense because
Give
it
me
deals with
a master of cybersecurity or bachelor of cybersecurity. You want
Bachelor
to
of
be here.
Science degree in cybersecurity.
Correct. So next time I'm studying, or I'm going to the US to study a bachelor of science in cybersecurity. Correct.
Okay.
What is your study plan?
Okay. I'm going to study a 4-year Bachelor of Science degree in cybersecurity, which will help me equip myself with the advanced skills and knowledge as the world evolves in the technological field, which will help
So
me.
give me a second. Cybersecurity is a hot topic. There are
Yes.
lots of problems why people study cybersecurity.
Yes.
Companies' databases, states' databases, all of that. So you
Yes.
can tell me to help you with advancements and knowledge and skills. That's so broad. Be specific in your submission, and that is able to prove that you know what you are about. Correct. So
Yes.
like, oftentimes, let's say you are in Ghana, or so yeah, oftentimes banks in the banking sector in Ghana There's money laundering and money fraud or privacy fraud. Like there's a lot of problems you can identify in your society that will help you get your visa approved.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, I guess this is the first time I'm seeing your name. I want you to be joining the session. Take the feedback other people are getting, because first of all, the story is too broad, and everybody wants to study cybersecurity or data science now. So why are you studying it? Do you get it?
Yes.
The
Yes.
banking sector in Ghana, people are stealing money here and there. Even in the state organizations, cybersecurity, there's a lot of problems at the national level you can solve. Find that problem, find that solution. And so when I ask you why you are going to study cybersecurity in Ghana, there's a problem in the banking sector where people often get personified, and their monies are laundered or taken out of their bank account without their knowledge. Studying, I know it might not be related, right? But studying cybersecurity will give me the necessary skills to be able to solve this problem by doing this and this and that. That way, you are stating something specific in cybersecurity that will help you solve that problem. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
How are you funding your studies?
My uncle, Mr. Providence, Osei will be funding my studies. He works at the Triano Gold Mines in the Western North region of Ghana, and he also deals in the importation
Why
and
is your
selling of.
uncle interested in sponsoring you?
My uncle decided to sponsor me because he. My uncle decided to sponsor me because he has interest in my course of study and also believes in my excellence in
So
my
Kwame,
WASI.
Patmos, everybody is saying this thing, right? Everybody is saying my uncle is sponsoring me. Why is your uncle sponsoring me? Because he has seen a certain capability in me. So here, our advisor, if you have anything in common with your uncle, you want to state it, because he has seen what skills in you, what specific skills. Is it your academic journey? Okay, so in undergraduate, I got 4 Dean's Award, or like 4 award that got my uncle. So like, did you get something different, a bit different,
Okay.
right? So your uncle, what is your cost? What is your deficit actually?
$22,110.
So did you get any scholarship, or that's the deficit is the
No.
cost of attendance?
My deficit is my cost of attendance.
Okay, so you didn't get any funding. Your uncle is sponsoring you. Your
Yes.
uncle is making you some sort of money, obviously. But what is making your uncle sponsor you? Do you have his bank statement?
Yes.
And his name is on it.
Yes, his name is on it.
Okay. And what's the balance on the bank statement?
It's about 34,000 US dollars.
34,000.
So that's over 500,000 Ghana cedis.
Yeah. And the deficit is 24,000 something. Does your uncle have
Yes.
children?
Yes, he has 2 children. They are kids.
Okay. So there should be something why your uncle earns an annual of 34,000, or has a bank statement of 34,000, and is funding you 22,000 out of 24,000, whatever. Like that's like, think about it. Like, think about it.
Yeah.
The uncles that I have, they don't have that money to fund me. So if my uncle is sponsoring, there's something, like there's this relationship you have with your, you want to emphasize. Or again, if you check the 2 videos I did about this, you want to emphasize on why you think your uncle is sponsoring you, da 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 da. Like, you get what I'm saying? I can't stress this enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Madam, I say, I'm also going to the same school with the Owusu, that's Pembroke. So the
Yes.
deficit, the cost of attendance is $22,110, and
Yes.
then his bank statement is 34,000. I don't think it's now, because his uncle also have 2 children. So if your uncle is taking that money to sponsor your education, how is he going to take care of his children, because he has 2 children, as you are saying it?
Yes. That's the one. The statement I'm using is his savings account, but he also has um business accounts as well. So
And so get the one that it has a strong enough balance, because I don't 34,000. they may think say if like say this one can cover only your first semester, your first year. So how are you going to do like fund the second year if your uncle that has not deposited any money yet in the bank statement, like in account?
Yes. Okay.
I don't think if you are trying to say, because I don't, the 34,000 is not enough for me. For me, it's not enough because
So
it's four
also when
years
you
degree.
talk about the bank statement, it can be the same amount as your deficit, but does the person earn enough to be able to support? Like the minimum is the same amount, right? So we
Yes.
have the 1.5 rule. So you said your deficit is 24,000. So the
22,000.
22,000. So the 1.5 rule is that 22,000 times 1.5. It means is let's do the math, because that's why you joined this session, right? For you to get the story right. If you're on
Yes.
the call, don't think we are wasting your time. You can also do the math for yourself, because I've realized most of us don't have the funding. So you want to create a compelling story about your funding. So it's 22,000 times 1.5, which is equal to 30. I did 2200. Sorry, 22,123 times
Madam,
1.5.
the deficit is 22,110.
Let's see, like, even if it's 22,000, this is the amount, 33,000, and your uncle's balance is 34,000. So if you are
Yes.
using the 1.5 rule, then it means that you are left with even 1,000 to be able to fund it completely, right? So in my personal opinion, I would say that if your
Yes.
uncle has other businesses accounts, and that's true, like, I'm not saying any of us are lying, but we all know we have to form stories from our background. I'll not say I'm from a rich home, so I understand you guys so perfect. Like, if you don't get a scholarship, you have to find stories that will convince the visa officer. If indeed your uncle has these businesses and he's willing and is able to give you his bank statement, you might as well attach one of his businesses account bank statement to it, right? That means that there's a buffer for him to take care of
Okay.
you and still take care of his children. Patmos, you get it? Hello? 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 I think
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can hear
yeah, I
you.
think it's his network. So basically, yeah, Kwabna, let's do your interview. Um, hello, how are you doing today?
Hello, man.
Yeah, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
What program are you going for?
I'm going for bachelor degree in business administration and management, and it's 120 credit hours. And some of the courses I'll be taking are financial management, introduction of marketing, introduction of business management, human resources, which are closely aligned with my career goal of becoming a marketing manager in my father's company. And upon successful completion, I intend to return to my home country to apply the comprehensive skills such
A
as
bachelor
strategic.
in the US. Why not?
Yeah, I want to study this bachelor degree in business administration at the University of North Carolina because US is a home to top tier business schools that offer state of and art facilities and access to cutting edge technologies. This ensures that students are not learning theoretical concepts but also applying them through practical and real world experience.
What
And
are
this
your
program in the US, upon successful completion, my aim is to return to my home country to utilize the comprehensive skills such as strategic planning, financial management, human resources, and marketing to take up a managerial role in a Ebenezer clothing company where I oversee detailed activities to make sure business goals are met
you are
effectively.
going for a
And
bachelor
also,
degree and you are coming to take
yeah,
up a managerial role? Make me understand.
yeah. So upon successful completion, I'll return back to my home country to take up a managerial role where I oversee the these activities to make sure business goals are met effectively by applying the comprehensive
So
skills and knowledge.
but now you were asking somebody that cannot take up a CEO role or managerial role
Yeah.
if they have a bachelor's degree.
No, I said no, not a manager.
Yeah, so managerial role, you when you are in a managerial role, you're a manager.
No, like I'll become a marketing project, like marketing manager in my father's company, where I will develop strategic planning to promote product and analysis market trend to the audience to make business effectively.
Wait.
Okay.
So for you, I know that you have worked in the company or you're already working in the company. So
Yes,
because
please.
of your prior experience working with the company, that's why you are guaranteed that marketing manager, because you can, like you just told someone, you cannot do a bachelor's degree and earn a managerial role, because even with a master's degree here in the US, you start with an entry level role, right? Do you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you
Yes,
want
please.
to emphasize the fact that due to my prior experience working in the company, upon completion of my program, I am advancing to take up a managerial role. So you are taking up a managerial role not because of the degree that you have acquired, right?
Yeah.
But because of your past experience coupled with the degree you have acquired with the US. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, please.
And you brought this conversation up yourself that if you are
Yeah.
taking up
But no, he was saying like you take a CEO and a manager. So that's why I said as a bachelor degree, you cannot be a CEO of a company or
yeah,
a manager of a company.
yeah, I get what you mean, but like this should also
Yeah.
like help you. Okay,
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
how are you funding your studies?
My deficit of 22,110 US dollars will be covered by my father, Ebenezer Justice Arthur. He is the CEO and the founder of Ebenezer Clothing Company, which operates in Accra, Cape Coast, and Kumasi, with a strong established presence in international markets in UK, France,
So
Belgium, and Hungary. Through
which
his hard working and dedication,
give me a second. So which operates in Accra, Cape Coast, and Kumasi? The visa officer might not know these three places. So you can also say that this company operates in three of the major cities in Ghana.
three of the major cities in Ghana.
Yeah.
That's Central Region, Greater Accra Region, and
Yeah,
Asante
what
Region.
like it's Cape Coast. Cape Coast is huge. So three of the major cities in Ghana. There are a lot of major cities in Ghana. If you say a major city, it doesn't mean uh, like it's three of the major cities here in Ghana. So there's no need for you
Okay.
to mention those states, those places, because he doesn't know there. But if you say major
Okay.
cities, give them an idea.
Okay.
Okay, so come again.
Okay. So my father, my cost of attendance of 22,110 US dollars will be covered by my father, Ebenezer Justice Arthur. He is the CEO and the founder of Ebenezer Clothing Company, which operates in the three major cities in Ghana. That's Kumasi, Cape Coast, and Accra, with a strong established presence in international markets in UK, France, Belgium, and Hungary. And my father earns annual average profit of 80,000 US dollars. And one of his notable achievements is being the sole designer and the producer of school uniform for government-owned school in Western Region and Greater Accra Region. In addition to his successful business
Do you
ventures,
have your
my
father's
father,
let me see.
please, he said,
Do you have your father's bank statement? Let me see.
yes, please, they are. Yeah, I have it.
So why is your father sponsoring you? I mean, this
Yeah,
man, but why is your father sponsoring you?
yeah, my father is sponsoring because he's the one supposed to take care of my education, to give me a better education, to also utilize the company into a higher success and sustainability upon my return to Ghana, to acquire through the skills and knowledge acquired at the University of North Carolina at Pembroke.
So your father is sponsoring you because you are his son and you have a stake in the business, right? So this
Yes,
one
please.
states that upon completion, my father is sponsoring me because upon completion, I can come back to take the role of a marketing manager in his company. Do you get
Yes.
it? I thought that you were fumbling there a bit.
Yeah, because I've not prepared for that question.
Yeah, so
That
as we are preparing, everyone on this call, as you are preparing, you don't always want to prepare for the most frequently asked questions, but you want to prepare for the things you have not planned as well. And if you are asked a question that you've not planned, make sure that you take your time or take a pause, a minute or a couple of seconds to think about it before mentioning out any words, because we have seen Kwabna to be very eloquent, but when I asked him a question he has not prepared, he started fumbling, right? So make sure that you
sure.
are like if you are asked a question, first of all, you want to know why did the visa officer ask me this question? Then quickly put your thoughts together before you start talking.
Okay, man.
Not saying take a minute to answer. That make you seem like you don't know what you're saying. But it just take
Sure.
a couple of seconds to put something together. Why is your father sponsoring you? Because you have mentioned that you are coming to work in your family business.
Yes, please.
All right, I see TFE. That's everybody, every YouTuber's boss. He said I should keep up the good, but thank you so much, Fred. You guys, I guess everyone knows Fred Effect. So yeah. So Kwabna,
Yeah, ma'am.
what are your plans after school?
Upon successful completion the bachelor degree in business administration at the University of North Carolina in Pembroke, my primary aim is to return back to my home country to introduce innovative practice to modelize the business into a higher success and sustainability, and also give back to my community with the help of my father's business by enhancing vocational studies within my community that will bring growth within my community upon my return to Ghana.
Okay, I see that you have a gap from your high school and before you are about to pursue this bachelor's degree. What contributed to this gap?
Yeah, after completing my high school, due to my interest to continue after my dad's legacy and working in my father's company, I take the opportunity to work in control in Ebenezer Clothing Company, where I oversee details activities. And working in there has given much more experience on how to interact with customers, managing inventory, and event planning, which are essential foundation of pursuing a bachelor degree in business administration at the University of North Carolina in Pembroke.
All right, I think I'll be approving your visa.
Thank you, ma.
All right. So right now I do not see anyone in the guest session to be interviewed. And so I'll
Hi,
go.
mom.
Hello, Precious.
Yeah. Good
Have I
evening.
have you been interviewed?
Hey,
No,
madam,
no.
as it Freddie Fett is on a session, or
Yeah,
I've seen it.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
you
great.
guys know Freddie. Everybody knows Freddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
one of my my
Yeah.
my, my serious hey, pa. I've been
Yeah.
watching his video, pa.
Yeah, he's very good. The channel is one of the best in studying abroad. So if you don't know the
Yeah.
check them out. If you want to check the channel out, everybody. Precious, good day. How are
Yes,
you?
please. I'm very fine, thank you. How are you?
Why are you here?
I'm here to be interviewed for my F1 visa, which will guarantee me access to go to the United States to pursue a bachelor's degree from the Oral Roberts University, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay. Why should I approve your visa?
Approving my visa would. Sorry, I'm not really practiced for that question.
So you are going for an F1 visa interview and you're telling me you've not practiced for why should I approve your visa? All right. So approving my visa will enable me go to the United States to secure a bachelor's degree in business administration or to secure a master's degree in civil engineering, which will enable me come back to my home country to assume the position of this and this and that, or which will enable me come back to my home country to solve the problem of this and this and that, and then you state the solution. So approving your visa becomes an enablement for you to go to the United States to study a particular program, which will give you a certain skills that will help you come back to your home country. Correct?
Okay.
All right. So I'll
Yes.
prep that question, and then tomorrow you join, and then we can see how you put it together. All right. Who is
Uh,
funding studies?
my father in person. Sorry, can I come again?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Apart from the scholarship I got, which covers about 52% of my tuition fee, my father, in the person of Mr. Rotimi Akine, will be sponsoring recovering my deficit of $27,000. He is a businessman who deals in distribution of food to
All
various
right.
companies,
So when you say
supermarkets, and
somebody is funding you, first of all, I want to say, like the visa officer might lose track of everything you're about to say when someone is sponsoring you. My father, who is sponsoring me, earns an annual of. So that one, the annual amount the person, it makes her understand the conversation. Even before we talk about these businesses, most of these businesses, they don't even know how they operate, right? So my father is a civil engineer who earns an annual of this amount, is sponsoring my education. his business, then you start talking about the business. So first of all, without having to listen to your business, I know your father earns about this amount, and this is covering maybe a full percentage of your deficit.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So come again, just rephrase it. I think what you were saying was correct. Just rephrase it.
Okay. My father, who earns about 200, my father, who earns an annual income of about 200 million naira, will be sponsoring my education. He's the CEO of Rokima Investment Limited, which deals with food distribution and the major distributor of one of the biggest food companies in Nigeria. Companies like Flour Mills of Nigeria, Chiki and Diamond Flour. He has about 3 large warehouses in Lagos and distributes to companies, supermarkets, bakeries in Lagos and all over the states in Nigeria.
Okay. So what are your plans after school?
Upon completion of my bachelor's degree in nursing, I intend to return back to Nigeria first to take to sorry.
Okay, Precious, when is your visa interview?
My interview is August
Okay,
12th.
so you do have more time, but it's just about constant practice. So the earlier you put together the stories, the more natural you become when you go for your visa interview, because you have more or less prep these stories over and over again, right? I know it's far away, but I guess it's July, August. So you want to take it as serious as much, right? So put together a couple of questions and their answers. Like frequently asked questions like, why should I approve your visa? Why are you going to the United States? Why this program? Who is sponsoring you? Especially when you don't have a scholarship, you want to focus on who is sponsoring you, the job the person is doing. Is the money sufficient? Is the funds available? And is the person credible? You want to make sure that your answer is satisfying all of these 3 things, okay? Okay. Yeah, so if anyone is not able to be interviewed, I see Cliff is trying to join, but for some reason he doesn't show us add to stage. I kicked you. I'll just try and join again. Let's see if you, Joseph in Kroma, do you want to be interviewed now?
Yes, please.
Okay, hi Joseph, how are you doing today? Hello Joseph, how are you doing today?
Yes, please.
Network is not working. How are you doing today?
I'm doing cool, mom.
Okay, what are your plans after school?
The network.
Yeah, it's not helping at all. So before we log off this call,
Hello, mom. I can't hear you.
Yeah.
The network.
Yeah, it's your network. Probably you want to exit the call and join again, okay?
Okay, mom.
Cliff, I'm still not able to add you, so it's the YouTube completely and join again, Cliff. And Robert, hello Robert, how are you doing today?
Hello, Amy. I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing good. Tell me about what's your study plan?
Accountancy at Georgia State University is a 33 program. I'll be taking mandatory courses like advanced forensic accounting, advanced accounting management, advanced topics in accounting.
Okay, Robert, who is funding your studies?
I have been awarded a graduate teaching assistant position that covers for my tuition and pays a stipend of $4,000. My deficit that primarily is coming as a result of my personal expense will be taken care of by a prodigy finance loan I have acquired. My dad is a legal practitioner with Baden and Baden. He earns an annual income of 860,000 and a monthly income of 52,000.
Robert, you said you got graduate assistantship, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your cost of deficit?
Can you come again, ma'am? I didn't hear you.
Deficit?
My deficit is 20,568.
So, and then what is the cost of attendance?
The total cost of attendance is 58,056.
Okay, so you said your dad is funding you or your uncle?
My deficit would be catered for by a prodigy finance loan,
Okay.
and to pay for the interest that amounts to $465. My dad will be assisting me pay. My dad is a legal practitioner with Baden and Baden. He earns an annual income of 860,000 and a monthly income of 52,000.
All right. So do you want? I've said this over again. If you are using money, or if you are stating a currency, the visa officer will understand you more if you are using the dollars, right? So your dad makes that much money. Even if some of us have stayed in the US for a while now, when you say the Ghana cedis, they have to convert it to dollars to really understand. So you want to make sure that you are stating those amounts in dollars, and that would have made me understand how much of your deficit is being funded by your dad, like how much your dad earns to be paying that a monthly interest payment. Because as a student, there is no way you'll be able to pay a loan of $468 dollars every month. So when you say you've secured a loan, the question about the loan is, what is your repayment plan? Now you have told us the monthly payment, right? So you want to tell us how you are going to fund that $468 every month. That's why your dad comes in. But you want to say your dad makes this amount of money in dollars so that you'll be able to understand. Do you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so state your dad's money in dollars, and also the loan. You have spoken about the interest payment while you are in school. You ought to also mention the lifespan of the loan, like how much you are going to pay every month postgraduate. Okay, maybe I have 6 months to come back to my home country to start a job, and then I can start paying my loan. This loan is very flexible, that I'm supposed to pay $100 a month while I'm working, and then you tell us what work you are going to do to repay that loan.
Sure.
Okay. So what are your plans after school? I asked you that. All right.
No.
All right. What are your plans after school?
I plan to return back to Ghana and assume a forensic accounting role at my current workplace, the EcoBank Development Corporation, where I'm going to use the knowledge I've gained from the forensic accounting to identify fraud and financial elements in transactions that's happening at the bank. In the long run, I plan to set up my own forensic accounting lab, and I'll be consulting for banks, specifically looking at how elements of forensic accountants can be used to identify financial transactions.
All right. So I do get your like. I think Robert, you had a very solid story, but I don't know why today I'm able to identify gaps in you answering your who is funding your studies. So first of all, let's make sure that story is correct, because all of your answers, you are very eloquent, right? So my cost of attendance, if they ask you about your cost of attendance, my cost of attendance will be funded in two ways, right? The first part is I was able to secure a competitive graduate assistantship of, then you state the amount. The remaining of this of my cost of attendance, I have been able to secure a prodigy loan of this and this amount, which is a very flexible loan. So sometimes I'm like, the interest repayment in school, right? If the interest repayment while in school is huge, don't mention it. Because if you didn't mention the interest repayments in school, you wouldn't have to bring your father in. Maybe you want to talk about the post-graduation, unless you are asked. Do you get what I'm saying? Unless you are asked that while in school, how much interest are you going to pay?
Yes.
So you've been able to secure a prodigy loan. The loan is covering the rest of your deficits, right?
Yes.
So yeah, if you don't stay the monthly repayment, then your dad doesn't even have to come in the picture for now. So the loan for this loan is, so we are going to say that this loan is very flexible, that you are able to pay it over the span of 10 years after school. Your first payment after school will be 6 months upon graduation. That is telling the visa officer that you have 6 months to put your thought together, like come back to Ghana, start the work you wanted to do, and then start repaying your loan. You can also say that in Ghana, a forensic accountant earns an annual income of this. So you'll be able to pay this amount monthly. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. So yes, like I think it was last week that I was saying on this call that if the interest loan is low, the interest rate for the monthly while you are in school is going to raise questions about, are you able to pay $460 while you are in school? Then don't bring it in the equation at all until the visa officer has asked you, because most of them don't know that you have to pay an interest loan while you are in school. Do you get it?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think basically that'll be like the little about your funding. 24,000 is somebody's cost of attendance. So you don't want to make your effort of securing the graduate assistantship vain, right? So you secured a loan to do that, but you have to state the lifespan of the loan. You're able to, it's flexible, and you're able to do it over 10 years, 6 months after school. All of this makes the visa officer know that you are serious and you know what you are going in for when you are taking a student loan for your studies. All right, Robert, do you have any siblings in the United States?
No, I don't.
Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
Okay, so I've asked you what are your plans after school. What are some of the challenges you've read about the United States, and how do you plan to cope with this?
So I identified the first challenge of being homesick, being away from family for about 2 years to pursue my master's degree.
Okay.
To be able to solve that issue, I plan to engage myself in extracurriculum activities such as playing football and also regularly reaching out to my family via video call in every 2 days interval to be able to catch up with family and also the activities that they do. And also the food. I also plan to, because hello,
Yeah, I'm listening.
also the food. I like eating a lot. So I consider food to be one of the essentials. But going to America, the food would be different from what I eat at home. So I plan to taste bits to taste different foods and see how it's really it.
So I think with the food, you can actually say that you have started trying new American dishes while you are in Ghana, just to make sure that you are well prepared for these differences.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll be approving your visa. Robert, I'll be expecting you tomorrow. Please put together a better story about the funding. Okay. Most of us, our efforts go in waste after this funding issue. And I don't want it to be any of our story. Like buying data to join YouTube Live is not easy. Like, and then you don't have to take it for granted, right?
Thank you.
No problem. All right. No, we did Owusu already. Joseph, are you ready to be interviewed? Is your network okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Joseph, which school are you going to, and why did you choose this program? Joseph, can you hear me? No, his network was not permitting him at all. Ernest, are you ready to be interviewed?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, how are you doing today? Ernest, are you ready?
Hello. Yes, I'm ready.
How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Pass me your document. Ernest, why did you choose this program? Is anybody hearing Ernest that I'm not?
We can't hear him.
Okay, I guess it's his network. Cliff has been trying to join, and still I'm not able to add Cliff for some reason. I feel so bad. I've kicked him out several times.
Hello.
Yeah. Ernest.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, who is talking? Ernest, right?
Ernest, yes.
Yeah, why this program in the US?
I decided to pursue a master's degree in public administration because after my organization undertook an education and literacy outreach in the northern region of Ghana, specifically the Boko municipality, I witnessed firsthand the neglect of the girl child in many minority communities in this region. I
realize that they go through a lot of challenges such as early child marriage, gender-based violence, and also period poverty, which affects quality education in these municipalities. And I'm confident that a master's in public administration with a focus in non-profit management would equip me with the skills and knowledge to empower girls in these minority communities and also make a positive impact in the northern region, to be specific.
All right. Ernest, how are you funding your studies?
I have a graduate assistantship which covers my full tuition, a housing benefit, and also an annual stipend of $9,000. My deficit of $8,833 would be covered by my stepdad in the person of Mr. Prosper Mensah. He's the Southern Regional Manager of Olam Foods Ghana, and he's in charge of the company's operations in the southern regions of Ghana. He earns an average annual income of $50,000.
Okay. Has your stepdad sponsored anyone before?
Yes, please. He sponsored my elder brother to the University of Melbourne in Australia to pursue his master's in business administration. He's back and he's back. He has returned to Ghana and currently holds the position of a warehouse manager at Kofi Ababu and Sons Limited here in Ghana.
Okay. So why did you choose the US?
I chose to pursue my master's in the US because the US is home to some of the world's largest and most impactful non-profit organizations like the World Food Program, the United Nations Organization, and this makes it a strategic place to pursue a master's degree in public administration with a focus in non-profit management.
Okay. Your funding is good. You said your dad is sponsoring. That's a small deficit, and it's a stepdad sponsoring you. You have your stepdad's bank statement, right?
Yes, please, I do.
Okay. And yeah, so you have your stepdad's bank statement, your strong ties to your home country. What are your plans after school?
Upon completion of my program, I would return to my current place of work, Faith Foundation Garnet International, to take up the position of the lead program coordinator, where I would work with other government agencies like the Ministry of Children and Women Affairs and also the local governments in various municipalities to ensure that the girl child in many minority communities are being catered for in the areas of education and healthcare. One of the projects I would also like to take up in the long term is to provide a secure environment for the vulnerable young girls who travel from their rural communities to the urban areas to work as head porters, to enable them acquire vocational skills which will empower them and also help them to earn a living for themselves and for their families.
Okay. I'm approving your visa.
Thank you very much.
I think your story is better. It's okay. Yeah. All right.
Thank
Right.
you.
Not have anybody in the guest list anymore. So let me go through the comment section. Patient said, I learned with some programs, especially with science and technology courses. If you are having a huge deficit, you should be prepared to answer that. You should be prepared to answer that course. Most of these courses have scholarships. Every program, if you have a huge deficit, then you should be prepared to answer questions about that. All right. Please, how do you answer the question, why now? So do you relate it to the problem you have seen and what you want to solve? Exactly. Why now, or why are you studying this program? It's basically the same thing. Ebenezer said, well done, God bless you. Thank you so much. So quickly, I can see that 20 people are on the call. So let's quickly review the 214B and then I'll have to zoom out. So I did mention earlier that the 214B is a document that is given to every non-immigrant visa applicant after they have been denied their visa. Now, the content of this paper says the same thing across embassies, but the wordings can be different across different embassies, right? So some people will list why the visa was denied, others will not. So this paper was someone that was denied a while ago. You see someone's hand there, right? And then they give them this paper. So you that you are now going for your visa interview, what should you do to avoid getting this paper or getting the denial, right? So then I'm going to read and then we are going to elaborate it quickly and then we'll zoom off. So it says that, dear applicants, you have been found ineligible for a non-immigrant visa under the Section 214B of the U.S. Immigration and Nationality Act. A denial under Section 214B means you were not able to demonstrate your intended activities in the United States would be consistent with the classification of the non-immigrant visa for which you have applied. Now we are going to look at the list of these things that they said the person did not satisfy. An applicant for an F1 student visa must demonstrate that the applicant, 1, has been accepted to a DHS-approved institution as evidenced by presentation of Form I-20. So most of these schools that we apply to have been DHS-approved. If you want to be sure, just Google, is Arizona State DHS approved? Is Georgia State DHS approved? Is North Carolina State University DHS approved? Just to make sure that you have satisfied that requirement. Okay? And then the second point, give me a second, I just lost it. Yeah. The second point says, has present intent to enter the United States Salud to pursue a full course of study at a DHS approved institution. Your present intent is to go to the United States to study a DHS approved course. So if you have a family, that's why they ask you, do you have a family? Do you have a family? Do you have a child? Are you married? And then you are like, yes. I think today we interviewed one person that said, eventually my children will be coming to visit me. When you say this, you are not exhibiting that you have present intent of solely going to study, because your sole purpose of being in the United States is to study. But if your family is joining you, you are rather creating a family in the United States, right? So you have to exhibit sole intent of going to the United States to study. That's why I've done a video that never say these things in your US visa interview, that you are going to do your OPT, optional practical training. You are going to pursue your STEM extension. When you have been admitted into a STEM degree program, it means you have extra 2 years to work. You don't have to mention H-1B, which is the working visa in the US. You don't have to mention EB-1, EB-2, EB-3, which is the immigrant employment-based green card. You don't have to mention any of this because your present intent in the United States is to study, right? And then the third point is, has sufficient funds to cover their first year of study. And that's why we are always asking, what is your funding story? Who is funding you? Is the fund sufficient? Is your sponsor credible? Is your sponsor able to provide the funds? Is the funds available? Who is funding your studies? Do you have sufficient funds? That's why if you have a deficit, we want to make sure that the deficit is being catered for by somebody who has the commitment. The sufficiency of the funds can be, what is the person's commitment to answering? So last week during the mock sessions, I was asking, what if your financial sponsor withdraws their sponsorship? And everybody was caught off guard about this question. But this question is able to ask, how sufficient is the fund? So if your financial sponsor withdraws their sponsorship, are you still able to pursue the US degree that you are pursuing? Make sure that you are answering these questions by yourself to get your visa approved, right? And this is somebody, you can see the emoji on it. This is somebody's 214B. It's not like we are joking. That's somebody's 214B. I know you guys can see it. And then the person has, the next point, the person has minimum preparation for the coursework of study and sufficient knowledge of English to pursue the intended study, or evidence the school is aware of the lack and remedy it. So it means this one is 2-in-1. It says you have to have minimum preparation for your course of study. That's why if you join my live, I'm always asking you, what is your study plan? Why this program? What does your program entail? We are just trying to see that you know the program you're about to study, because There are people who have dropped out of school because they did not know the program they were about to study. And so the US is not trying to get people that will drop out of school, right? That's why we are asking, what is your program of study? Do you know why did you choose this program? What is your study plan? Okay, that's why I'm continue to emphasize, what's your study plan? What is your study plan? Why this program? All of these questions, you have to intertwine them. So you can be asked what is your study plan, but you can also exhibit your present intent to solely study in the United States. Because you say your study plan and say that after school, I'll be exiting the US to go to my home country, Ghana, Nigeria, um, um, South Africa, anywhere you are joining from. Do you get what I'm saying? And then the other part is you have to be fluent in English. And the good thing is that we from most of these African countries have English as our mother language. So we do not have that problem of satisfying the fact that we can speak English or we are English proficient. And then the last part of the 214B has present intent to leave the United States at the conclusion of their studies. So if you are telling me you have H1B, H1B, AB1, those things, you have to show that you are leaving the United States after school. And then it goes on to say, today's decision cannot be denied. However, you may reapply at any time. If you decide to reapply, listen, if this is your second time, this is your third time you are going for the visa interview, it's not the end of the story. It does, your denial from the other interviews does not guarantee your approval or your denial. It's just how prepared you are and what is the story this time, right? So if you decide to reapply for the visa, you have to submit a new application form and photo, pay a new visa application fee, and make a new interview appointment. If you choose to reapply, you should be prepared to provide new information that was not presented in your original application, or demonstrate your circumstances have changed substantially in this application or since the other application. And this makes sense. If you have been denied before, they are telling you that you go to you have to book again, you have to pay the MRV fee again, fill the DS-160 again, do a new photo. Some people come to my DM asking, I've been denied the visa, can I use the old DS-160 or the new old MRV? No, you have to buy a new MRV to be able to apply again. So to avoid this, like to avoid all of this, adequate preparation, you can join a couple of YouTube sessions. You need a cocktail of information. One of my colleagues said, you need a cocktail of information to get your visa approved. I always say it is better to be over-prepared than to be under-prepared, right? So it's better to join the live, join the prep session, the Microsoft meetings on WhatsApp. There's a lot of groups. Adequate preparation is better than losing a 50% funding or having to start from application process again, having to start from admission. Is a lot. Is a lot. So you want to avoid it as much as possible. And they said if you are reapplying, make sure your story is different from now. If you said your uncle was funding you, probably when you went for a visa interview, you stated the amount in cities. The person did not understand or did not have you the time to ask you what is the dollar equivalence. Now you are joining a prep session to know that if you are stating an amount, you want to state it in dollars so that it gives the visa officer an idea of the amount you are talking about. If you didn't have funding at all, maybe this time around you have secured funding. If you did not know what you're about to do after school, now you have a story after school. If you do not know how to answer questions like, do you have a family in the US? Now you know, right? So let's take this feedback. I've mentioned that every time at the end of the session, I'm going to review this 214B until you get your visa approved, because it provides you like the necessary knowledge you need to get your visa approved. Now let's look at this question. May Allah bless you. Thank you. Amen. I was interviewed but was told to work on my funding on why my auntie is sponsoring. So I've always asked you people that if everybody is saying their auntie, their uncle is sponsoring, so if your auntie or your uncle is sponsoring, what makes your situation different? This is somebody who has been denied a visa, right? Please, I'm done. I'll DM the response for you for proofreading. Hope you help me. Yeah, I have a lot of messages I've not replied, but I'll make sure that I do look at the messages. Uni said, can you stress on students with full student loans, how it might affect the visa approval and possible feedback you have for these people? I've said that going with a visa, going with student loan is like going with full funding, right? It's just how you justify. Personally, I'll share a transcript with you guys. It was 58,000 deficit. No graduate assistantship or scholarship, and they got their visa approved. It's just how you tell the story. If you know your monthly interest repayment while you're in school is huge, take it from there and then emphasize on the longevity or the lifespan of the loan. Okay, you are supposed to pay the loan over 10 years, and after school you have 1 year before you start your payment plan. Like, make the visa officer know that you are going for a student loan, but you have thought carefully how to answer these questions. All right. So with that being said, if no one is joining the guest session again, thank you all for joining. Please, please, please do subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. My analytics always tells me that like 80% of the people joining the live have not subscribed. I just spent almost 2 hours on the call. So the least you can do to support the channel is to subscribe and give this live video a thumbs up. And then share the link to other people as well. We are doing this every week. For now, I've been doing Monday through Friday. The times changes because it depends on how busy I get at work. And I take the break in the course of the day to do the live. That's why it changes from 12, from 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., depending on what time I'm free in the day. Just committing to do the live Monday through Friday. This Saturday, if I'm free, we can do a session because most people are off on Saturdays. And so it will get the masses to join. If someone doesn't know about the channel or you are pursuing this dream with someone, make sure you're sharing the channel with them that, hey, Emmy is organizing prep sessions one-on-one. We give you enough time to craft your stories on the call. You come join the next day to put the stories together. So please subscribe to the channel, like, share this video to your groups that you are in, that, hey, this session was good. Make sure you do join tomorrow. Just share, kindly support the channel, give a video a thumbs up, and I'll see you tomorrow. We are going to review the 214B tomorrow again until you get your visa approved. This is a non-ending journey, and once you have gotten your visa approved, you have solved 80% of your problem. Booking a flight, one of these days when I join the live, we can do booking a flight. Like, I can share my screen and then we go through, and then I have a video on how to navigate the airport, securing your social security when you get here. So the journey is not ending now. So do well to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.